Oh my God, he's back. He's back from the grave. So welcome everybody, I guess, to SmithSquad Podcast. So you may be wondering to yourself, Patrick, didn't you stop doing ASP entirely? Didn't you kind of cut that out? Yeah, I kind of did, I guess, in a way. And you know what? There's probably some people here who are like, what the heck is this? This is SmithSquad Podcast. Well, we'll get into that into a sec. But so I was doing a podcast called ASP, or Awesome Solo Podcast. And we had, I think, 5 episodes. So I had done 2 in the summer. Then I restarted it back up. I did 2 more solo ones. And then I got a guest on. Who was 2 Pro Few Games, Adam. And at that point, I was like, okay, we're good. We got our podcast going. We've got guests. We've got this all set up. Let's do this. But the problem with our name was it was called Awesome Solo Podcast. And I didn't want to stay a podcast that was solo. Now, we're solo today, but that's just because it's the first episode and I was too lazy to go out and find a guest. But basically, no, I was on the road. I was like, yeah, let's do this, man. Let's do this podcast stuff. We're going to kill it. We're going to have a good time and all that great stuff. And I kind of got to the point where I just ran into some problems. So we did 2 episodes, we did 3 more, and it was like, do I really want to have a podcast where I have more than one person on it called the Awesome Solo Podcast? The name was supposed to be deliberately stupid, like Awesome Podcast, man, or something like that. But I just kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't know if people aren't going to get that. Some people are going to be like, what? Why is it solo? It's not solo. Why are you saying that, Patrick? So I'm kind of at the point where I realized we got to change the name. And actually, the original name of this podcast was supposed to be SmithCast. But I got a great idea from actually a sub, which I believe, I can't remember for sure, but I think it was Secret Soda. So you know who you are, Mr. Secret Soda. I've played with you before. You've been on my live stream. But over on Twitch TV, I do some live streams over there, and we call it a family over there, because everyone, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but everything on Twitch is just super nice, super awesome. Everyone on Twitch is beautiful. I love people on Twitch. Occasionally you get the hater, but you just block them and you go about your way. And everyone's so nice. They're talking together, having a good time, laughing at my gameplay, chatting. It's a great time, great interaction. I love Twitch. You can go follow me too if you'd like. It doesn't really matter. But one guy was like, Patrick, we're a family. You always say that, but we need a name. And then I believe it was Secret Soda, Cade. I think your name's Cade. Was like, do Smith Squad. And I was like, that's a sweet name. Then I was laying in bed last night, no intent of doing this podcast whatsoever, and it came to me. I was like, why don't I call my podcast SmithSquad Podcast? And I thought that, I don't know why, but I just think that is a really cool name. I just like it. So that is what we're going to be. We are SmithSquad Podcast. Is this going to be a solo podcast? No. From time to time, yes. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be sometimes solo. It's going to sometimes have guests. Patrick Smith is going to be the only constant in it. I'm going to be the only constant in this whole podcast. So that is kind of our explanation. Yeah, so we went from, I guess I do need one more explanation, is that, Patrick, why didn't you start this right after your last podcast with Adam, which was actually March 14th? Yeah, I remember that. Actually, it was March 13th, but it was uploaded March 14th. So I actually have a list here of excuses. So March 21st, I couldn't get anyone, and that was actually a kind of legit thing. I really wanted to have another guest on. I didn't want to go back to the solo thing, and I was kind of like, well, let's reach out to someone. And I won't say who I reached out to, just because I don't want them to sound like a bad guy or something. But they never responded to me, so I was like, all right, well, let's just let's not bother with it this week. The next week, I have no excuse. I really just didn't feel like it. That was March 28th. And then the next week, which was a week ago, was April 4th, and that was the day after the new COD DLC had come out. And I think I hung out with my girlfriend that night, but even I didn't want to pre-record it Thursday, because the COD DLC had just come out, and I was really liking it, which we'll get to in a little bit. But basically, it's been a month, but here we are. We're finally here doing this, and it's good. It's good. I don't want to. So this is this is the rebirth of a podcast, I guess. We went from ASP. That was our practice run. That was our practice run. I see the difficulties of running a podcast. I really do. I haven't missed a video upload in over 400, maybe even 500 days. The last time I missed a day was December 4th, 2012, which was over a year ago. But I realize that podcasts are just a hard thing to maintain, and if you can maintain a podcast, I feel like you can do anything in life. So that's our goal, is if we can get 10 episodes, I think that's a successful podcast. 10's a lot of podcasts to the non-viewer. I did 3 and I quit. Well, I didn't really quit, but I took a pause. So we're back. We're just going to forget about those 5 podcasts. That was our warmer-upper. And let's get into this. This is SmithSquad Podcast, Episode 1. So, with all great podcasts on the internet, you need like a branding kind of thing, right? You need like an image, right? And I don't know, maybe someday eventually I'll set up webcams or just do like the whole Google Plus thing. Painkiller already does it. Or not Google Plus, Google Hangouts. You kind of do that thing. But I need like some sort of image for this. So I'm coming at you with a question, a suggestion. What I need is a unique thumbnail that I can put up on this every month. Not every month, every week. Sorry. This is, by the way, I should say, the plan is that this is going to be a weekly podcast going up on Fridays, every Friday. So I'm going to record it Thursday, upload it Friday. Anyways, I need a nice image. I need a thumbnail that I can upload the same thing every week and upload, and it can be this consistent thing. So a good example is I'm going to you guys for this question. If you guys can help me out, maybe I'll give you a shout out in the next podcast or something, or anything. But I need a sick thumbnail. And my problem is I can't tell you what I want because I don't know what I want. You have to be an artistic individual, and you have to say, oh, awesome opportunity right here to get a shout out from a brand new podcast, which isn't even that popular, but I mean, it gets, probably 2,000 views an episode. The last couple did. So if you want to be like awesome and cool like that, what you need to do is you need to send me a thumbnail. Now, I have a couple things. It has to say Smith Squad on it, obviously. I don't know if it can say podcast if you want. The image you're looking at right now that says Smith Squad Line Podcast, it has to be much better than that. If it is even comparable to this right now, it's probably not going to get counted. But I do want there to be blue in it. My main color tends to be blue. If you go to my banner on my channel, that's blue. My thumbnail is like the zombie with blue. My outro is like black and blue. That kind of look. But it has to be awesome. And I can't tell you what is awesome. But you know what? If you want to take that opportunity, send it to me on Twitter at TheSmithPlays, and just take advantage of that opportunity right there. If you have a channel, shout out, boom. That's like instant 50 subs, maybe even 100. Okay, so that's a really good opportunity for you. If you're a new upcoming channel, you want some subscribers, make me a sick thumbnail. I will give you a shout out in return. Great thing. But, like I said, you're going to have some vision because I don't know what I want. So basically, I'm just going to continue to advertise this through all of them until I get something I want. And if I don't get anything next week, well, we'll just stick with the Smith Squad __ podcast. Now, I got one more topic that I need addressing. So we'll get into the what you're looking at right now. So the other thing is I need you guys to suggest who you want on the show. Now, this is a thing because I'm going to do solo ones occasionally, but I kind of prefer doing them with 2 people. So if you know someone that you would like to be on the show, I don't have to know them. It doesn't have to be Dave, who I always do videos with. It doesn't have to be 2ProView Games, who I always do videos with. It could be any YouTuber out there. Now, don't go asking PewDiePie, but anyone with under like 250,000 subs, especially if they're in the game community. If you want them on, this is what you do. You go to them on Twitter and say you should be on @TheSmithPlays podcast, okay? And that's what you should do. Or you could also recommend it. What you really should do is recommend it down below and go tweet at them. Say, hey, I want you on my podcast. And that will be cool because, we just need whoever. And I mean, I know like probably like 5 to 10 people who I can line up, but eventually we're going to get to the point where it gets to like, oh, I need to get some guests that I don't know, and that would be really cool. So if there's anyone you want on the show, suggest it down in the comments. And if you really want to be a doer in life, man, you want to be a doer, don't just be a follower. You want to be a doer, you want to get shit done, go tweet to that person on Twitter and be like, you need to get on the Smith Plays podcast. I mean, if it's, someone that I know, that's not a problem. Like Dave and Adam, I'll get them on. I've already had Adam on, so. But that's not a problem getting them on. That's just a time scheduling thing. But finding someone that we need and all that stuff is very important. So that's everything. Getting it out of the way, explaining why the Smith Squad podcast took a while, introducing the Smith Squad podcast, and the fact that we need a new unique thumbnail to be the image of Smith Squad podcast, as well as getting you guys to suggest someone that you wanted into the show or on the show. So that is 10 minutes in already. Wow, that is like a sixth of the show gone just to all that stuff. I might make it a little bit longer just for you. I don't know. Usually this is going to go for an hour. So there we go. Got an hour or 10 minutes through. Got everything, all the housekeeping items addressed. Now, I wish I had some sick music to cue, but I'm just going to take a drink of water and we will get right into this. All right, so this wouldn't be a Smith Squad podcast if we didn't talk about zombies, because you guys love zombies, I love zombies. We got to talk about zombies because that's kind of that was the focus of my channel for over a full year and still mostly is. So, DLC 5. The elusive, the notorious 5th DLC. Almost as notorious as the 4th DLC of World at War. I don't know if you guys were a fan of zombies back then, but everybody in the entire world after Derice thought, we're going to Area 51 next. We're having a 4th DLC. We didn't. But you know what? DLC 5, Black Ops 2. Possibility, okay? Okay, I know everyone is wanting me to make a video about this, and I can't. Well, partially because I'm going to talk about it in this, obviously, but I don't want to get anyone else's hopes up, because I've just been having so many theories about Black Ops 2 and all this stuff, and at this point, wait, what did I say about Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 2? I don't even know what I just said, but I've been having all these thoughts about DLC 5 and Black Ops 2, and I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be so disappointed if it doesn't happen. Have you guys seen what Treyarch's been doing? They put their background, the apocalypse is coming. What? Treyarch, you are messing around. You are up to something, I don't know how long you guys have known Treyarch, how long you've been following them, if it's just been Black Ops 2 or if it's been earlier, but when Treyarch does something like that, they're up to something, okay? Guarantee you Treyarch is doing something. Now, what that something is it just their new game? Is it just the next COD in 2 years, basically? I don't really know. But I tell you this, Treyarch is up to something. I don't know what, okay? I don't know what. But I guarantee you something related to zombies is happening at some point in the future. Because Treyarch, do you remember they released those pictures with the DLC, the camos, and I thought it was oh my god, it's a new map, and then it was just camos. Whatever, that's okay. But the key thing is they did something. They were hinting at stuff, and then they brought something. They put their Twitter background to the apocalypse is coming. Somebody tweeted something, and I can't remember. Adam told me. And it really sucks that I can't remember. But it was this super, super obvious thing to suggest towards a 5th DLC or just new zombie content. And it got deleted 5 minutes later. And some people caught it. I didn't. But I think it was Adam who told me that they said something. And then it just really quickly got released. So it was oh wait, no, we can't say that. Or it was just a typical Treyarch move, which is only let a few people see it. They kind of get this hype train rolling. Is there going to be a 5th DLC? Man, I hope so. Oh my god. Oh my sweet god. That would be amazing. That would be unfreaking believable. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if there was a 5th DLC of zombies? That would be so cool. And the thing is it would be big. Origins was their last map. They wanted to go on a bang. It would be huge. And I know there's so many naysayers right now who are nah, dude, they even said in their trailer, this is going to be the final DLC of Black Ops 2. But is it really going to be? Because, they would obviously say that, this is the last one, this is going to be hyped. That could have just been a let's hype this up thing. This is the last one, man. It's going to go out on a bang. And then this is the actual bang, I want there to be a 5th DLC more than I want there to be a next COD. I would take just one new zombie map over the entire next Call of Duty being made by Sledgehammer Games, assuming it has no comparable mode to Extinction or Zombies. Now, if it had I don't know, what can you even get? Werewolves? Vampires? Something stupid. That's kind of eh. But, want zombies so bad. I mean, obviously, number one for my channel, and just in general, another map to play would be so awesome. Do I think there'll be another one? I don't know, man. Do you remember back, I think it was like Mob of the Dead time, or even Die Rise time, they released, someone, like, you know, worked their way into the patch notes, and it said something along the lines of, like, it showed all the DLCs. It was like DLC 1, DLC 2, DLC 3, and there was a fifth DLC, which is really weird considering, that they haven't released anything. I don't know why they just put a fifth DLC in there for no reason. The fact that they released camos, to me, suggests that Black Ops 2 is not dead on DLCs. I mean, why would you release a camo now? You know what I mean? Like, Black Ops 2, there's still a lot of people playing it because Ghost is such dick. Ghost is dick. Ghost is just a crusty dick, is what Ghost is. Apart from Extinction. I love Extinction. We'll talk about that in a bit. But, Ghost sucks, and people are going back to Black Ops 2. But never before have they released DLC after the year, okay? And the fact that they did it once, to me, suggests that they'll do it again, because I really, really feel like Treyarch is kind of just slowly but surely just kind of, going, oh, hey, look at this. Oh, what? Well, no. And, a couple of people see it. And, oh, hey, look at this. Oh, what? No. And, oh, hey, we're releasing camos. Well, why are you releasing camos now? This game is, a year and a half old. No one's playing. Not that many people are playing it anymore. So why are you doing this now? And they're just going, oh, hey, what is this? Oh, and I think they're just going to build it up. And maybe, they don't want to compete with COD Ghost sales, but who knows, maybe halfway through the summer or something, or there's a long time between the second and third DLC. I guarantee you that. So April 4th, right? They're probably not going to release the third DLC for COD Ghost with Extinction and all that stuff. To probably July. I'm saying late June, early July. Buried was released July 2nd, that whole map pack. Origins was August 27th, I think. So, there was only like 2 months in between there. But Mob of the Dead to Buried was like 3 months. It was Mob of the Dead in early April. So all of April, basically, all of May, and all of June, and then July 2nd. So they could release it sometime in between there. Or they could release it in between DLCs in the summer, which would be their most profitable thing. Because I guarantee you, as a YouTuber, and as just someone who follows, the best time to release a game designed for people from their 12 to 18, or even, I guess, 12 to 20, let's say, is in the summer, because guess what? They're all off school, okay? That is the most profitable time to release a map pack, I guarantee you. After Christmas, like the first DLC, like February time, is good because everyone now has the game and everyone wants more content at this point, but over the summer is always the best. And I'd be willing to bet that if they're going to release something, it's either going to be May or late July to early August. That would be my prediction. I don't really know, but I mean, oh my God, dude, that would just be so exciting. But prediction probably goes, I don't know what let's say the last Tuesday in July. That's my call, all right? What's the date? The day I'm recording this, the day before it goes up. But April 10th, 2014, new zombie DLC last Tuesday in July, okay? There's my call. And if it's in May, that's my second, maybe kind of guess. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm calling. There's your zombie talk, because I knew everybody wanted it, man. I knew you wanted your zombie talk, and I wanted to do my zombie talk because I love it. Anyways, let's move into our next topic, which is dramatic pause. It's kind of involving why you're seeing a blue screen right now, and it kind of involves internet and all this cool stuff. So you're seeing no gameplay here, and I like to put gameplay on my videos just to give you something entertaining to watch. You're probably not even watching this video right now, because all it is SmithSquad _podcast, or SmithSquad line podcast, whatever. And there's a reason behind that. And the reason it actually is I don't have internet right now. I think it was Tuesday, which was Tuesday, the 8th of April. My internet decided to go down. I don't know why, but like our router, our box, for some reason, it just completely shut down, and our internet hasn't been working. Now, luckily, I recorded this whole series of Extinction stuff, so everything's going up. I went over to my friend's house. I uploaded some videos, and I got all that going. But I actually don't have it at my house, and I don't really want to like keep going back every day, so I just did a bulk upload of videos to Saturday, which is when it's going to get fixed. Now, this is going up Friday, and like I said, I don't really want to just keep going back to his house, feel like, I'm like abusing his internet and like, oh, I just want to hang out with you because of your internet, which, we're really good friends and he knows that, but at the same time, it's just kind of weird. So tomorrow, which is a Friday, which is the day this will be going up, if you're watching this, means that this video went up over McDonald's Wi-Fi. That's what we're going for. And I don't know how good McDonald's Wi-Fi is. So I was like, well, if I'm going to upload an hour video, I probably shouldn't put gameplay behind it because that is going to make it ridiculously big. I might even render it in 480p. That's how much I just don't want to be at McDonald's for an hour. So if you're watching this, probably 6 or 7 Friday night, this will be going up. Just know that this was uploaded on McDonald's Wi-Fi, which is pretty awesome. But that was kind of like a segue, which you're not even supposed to say when you're doing a segue. But the whole thing is kind of about excuses, which I wanted to touch on a little bit because I've been really, really cognizant of excuses when I make an excuse in my head. When I make, oh, that's why I can't do it. So there you go. And I know a lot of people who wanted to get into the YouTube thing and they were limited by excuses. You may even be one of them. I know so many people. There's one person who's coming out in my head so much. And, you probably just in your life in general, but I'm thinking specifically to YouTube, you probably know someone who they're like, I really want to do this. And I'm thinking about someone in life as well as YouTube. They're like, oh man, I got to do this. I got to go to the gym. I'm getting fat, man. And they just say it and that's it. Oh man, I can't wait to start uploading videos, dude. But once I get this new computer, dude, I'm gonna start uploading videos. Once I find someone to make videos with, once I get a big break and I get some subscribers, I'll start making videos. Once once it's the summer, once this happens, once there's a new DLC, once whatever, once I get the motivation to go to the gym, once I lose weight. Once I get stronger. I hear that sometimes. People say, oh, dude, I can't go to the gym. I'm too fat. What? That is the single-handed best reason why you need to go to the gym. And I'm sure you all know someone out there. You may even be a person. And if you are a person like that, you're probably making an excuse is the thing. We make excuses, and excuses become part of our life, and it's crazy. Excuses. Don't make excuses ever, okay? Here's the thing. Everything is in the mind, and I'm just starting to realize everything is in the mind, okay? I'm gonna get back to the gym. I was at the gym on Tuesday. There were 3 people there, which is not really important to the story, but it just made it good for me. And I said, okay, I haven't done squats in a while. I'm kind of weak in the legs, so we're gonna do 135-pound squats, 10 by 10. So that's 10 sets of 10 reps of 135 pounds. Now, to people who work out, that probably doesn't seem like a lot, but I just want to clarify that I go deep. I go ass to the grass in my squats, as low as I used to be that guy who did the 225, and I went to the half squat, and oh yeah. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm not doing my squats right. So I was like, all right, well, let's get lower. And I was almost parallel, and then I built myself back up to 225. And then I got parallel, and I built myself back up to 225. And now I'm just like, screw it. Let's just get as low as my body lets me, because what's the point of not working all the way, which is kind of thing. But anyways, that was a total tangent. So I'm at the gym doing 135 pretty deep, and I hadn't done squats in a while as well. So I'm doing 10 sets, 10 reps each time. So I get to about 40. So I've done 4 sets of 10. And I'm like, dude, I can't do this. I cannot do this. Maybe I should just quit at 50. I really don't think I'm going to do this. I think my body is going to fail. Like I feel like I'm not going to be able to get the weight up and I'm going to drop it, which I'm not really worried about that. It's more that people make a big deal at the gym. Oh, he dropped his weight. Yeah, dude, I pushed myself to failure. But I'm kind of, there's like 3 people here. It's like, if I hurt myself, this is going to be really weird. So, and there's that doubt. And that's an excuse right there. Oh, I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll just go to 50. So I get to 50 and I stop. I take a break, but I'm not totally letting myself quit. I'm like, all right, well, why don't we go to 80? Because that's not bad. And I get to 60 and I'm like, I really want to quit. And then I get to 70. I'm like, I still want to quit. I get to 80 and I'm like, okay. And the second I finish it, I'm like, okay, am I done? And I go to sit down and I'm like, I'm not done. I know I'm not done. I want to be done, and I know I'm not going to be done. So I do another set. That set probably took me close on a minute. It took me that long. I did like 4, and then I had to stop. I did like 2 more. I had to stop, so it was like 6. I did like 2 more. I did 1 more, and then the last one was agony. My legs are on fire. My quads are tightening up. Good stuff happening, man, because I haven't done squats in so long. Oh my God, I've just been away from the gym. It's pathetic. So last set, I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually going to do this. And it was the exact same thing. It was like 4, then 3 maybe because I took longer, and then like 2 and 1 and 1. And it was like a minute, 45 seconds to a minute to do that set. But the point is I told myself at 40, I can't do this. I was ready to give up at 40. I was like, well, we won't do our whole goal. We won't go to our whole goal. Because from 40, 100 looks like a lot. And from even 10, when I started, 100 looks like a lot. Because I looked at the long road and I was like, holy crap, I got a lot. I don't think I can do this. When it's good that I set my goal, I was like, all right, I'm going to do 100 squats today. But when I was looking at the long road, I was like, I can't do this because my mind said, holy shit, we have to do 90 more squats. Dude, I don't think I can do that. I can do 10. I don't think I can do 90. When really, if I did 10 9 times, it's the exact same thing. But my mind is like, dude, I don't think we can do that. It's all in the mind. Your mind makes excuses why you can't do stuff. It's like, oh, dude, I don't think we can do that, man. Every day, or 100 squats, you gotta do that. You gotta do that 9 more times. I don't think your legs can do that. Screw your legs. You can't do them. What if I had failed on my 80th set? What if I had to drop the weight? Whatever. Who cares? Why does it matter? You failed. Well, guess what? You probably learned something from that. Okay. Who cares? But your mind. Every single person in the world does it. They see the long road and they say, dude, I don't think I can do that. When really what you have to do is focus on right this present moment. So, you say, okay, I'm going to do 10. I did 10. Okay, let's do 10 more. You have that 100 goal in mind, but you're not thinking about it. You're not thinking, my problem is I go, okay, 10 out of 100. Okay, I'm only 10% there. I got to do that 9 more times. Where I should say, okay, I'm 10. And you have the goal in mind, but you don't really think, okay, 10%. You think that's 10 out of 10. I did 10 out of 10, Okay, let's do 10 more. Let's do 10 more. And it relates back into this whole making excuses thing is, my internet is cut out. I don't have an internet source. I have no videos. Well, I had videos lined up, fortunately. I have no means at my house to upload videos. But you know what? I didn't make an excuse. I didn't say, oh my God, you know what? Well, that's why we can't do it. I could have said at the gym, oh, well, that's a lot. I don't think we should do that today. I'm new. I haven't been to the gym in a while. Maybe I should go easy. And actually, I probably should have gone easy because it's 2 days later. I still can't walk. But, you make these excuses and your excuses define you almost because I could have said, okay, well, I'm not going to upload videos this week. And I know so many commentators, successful commentators even, who would say, oh, sorry guys, no videos today, no video for the week, I have no internet. And if you are really driven to succeed, that's no big deal. So I don't have internet. Okay, my friend has internet. I'll go to his house. I'll upload my videos. That thing. And the thing with me is I've set a goal to upload at least one video every single day. And I haven't given that up in, like I said, over 400 days. Last time I did, December 4th, 2012. So when I am faced with adversity in that goal, I say, okay, it's not a big deal. But it's easy if you don't have these goals and you are used to making excuses. You say, well, I don't have internet. I guess we're just not going to be able to do it. That's what a lot of people say. And, again, this podcast, I didn't want to do it. And I admit, I made excuses, The first day, well, I can't get anyone. All right, well, next time I didn't feel like it. Last time, I feel like it was a legitimate excuse. I was like, you know what? It's not good for my channel if I start this now. I'm not going to be focused. It's not going to go well. That I feel like wasn't a legitimate excuse. But am I just making an excuse there? Perhaps. It was 12 o'clock, 12:30 when I went to bed after the DLC. I could have, gone another hour. If I really had to drive, I could have, and I accept that I didn't, and now we're here. But the point is next time you're telling yourself why you can't, just think, is that really a legit reason? Because really, the people who say, oh, dude, I can't go to the gym. Those are the kind of people who really, they want excuses as to why they can't do something. They need an excuse. Like, I don't want to bring up names, but I know a YouTuber, and he makes excuses for everything. And, it's like, oh, well, once I get this, I'll be good. And it's like, dude, if you just went ahead with this, you'd be really successful. But because you keep making excuses, you are where you are. And I really don't want to call it any names because I don't want to, I don't want to cause any drama. And I guarantee you, it's not who you're thinking. But just trust me, there's people like that. And YouTube, I'm sure, at school's a huge thing, say, oh, dude, I don't want to do this work. And I am so guilty of that. Chemistry. I don't know if you guys listened to my previous ASPs, but I guess I suck at chemistry. I don't know. I'm just bad at this new chemistry. And I've done 2 units so far. Currently have a 57 in the class out of 100. Now, mind you, in all of high school, I've only gotten 3 marks below 90, and 2 were 89s, and the other was an 84, and I had the worst teacher of life, which I guess you could say is an excuse that if I really wanted to get a 90, I could have. But you know what I mean, right? So, I have a 57 in chem, so I go from really like averaging like 90s, only 1 mark really deep into the 80s, and then 57, chemistry 12. What? Oh, all right, well, you're probably not good at math. Dude, I got a 96 in my pre-calculus course. I know what I'm doing in math. All right, well, how'd you do in chemistry 11? Well, I got an 89, so it shows I know something. Okay, well, why are you doing bad in chem? I have no idea. I have no idea why I am currently doing so bad in chemistry 12. The first unit, I missed 1 day of class every week for 4 weeks because I had ski team and it was on Tuesday mornings, racing, which is to you Americans probably really weird, or anyone who lives in the southern areas where there's no snow. Ski race team, yeah, that's what we do in Canada. But I missed a day, so that was kind of something. I was like, okay, well, that's going to set me back a bit, maybe 10% at the max. Missing 4 days, it can't do that much. Then, I tried. I really did try. I showed up every day to class. Not every day did I do homework, but probably 30. All right, let's say every 2 days I did at least 30 minutes of homework. That's not an overly amount of work, but if you're putting in that kind of time, you're going to class every day, you're doing a little bit of work every day at least. Getting most of the homework done, keep in mind you. Now, I missed some because I hadn't been there, so the days I wasn't there, obviously I didn't do the homework, which got marked as, oh, you didn't do the homework. But, for the most part, I definitely tried. I put an effort in, and I admit I didn't put my 100% effort in. I didn't put my full effort in, but I feel like I put an effort in that was probably deserving of somewhere between a 70 to a 90, depending how hard the course is. So, and in that unit, I think I finished with like a 58. So I'm like, wow, okay, well, you know what? There's why the heck am I doing this? And my mom's like, if you get a 58, that is going to drop your average like 15% or something crazy. This is not going to help your average. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, why am I doing this? And she's like, I think you should drop it. Like, I really want you to drop it. So I went through this whole last unit, basically not really trying. I was like, anytime I was like, oh, I could work on chem. I was like, wait a second, I have a 58 in chem. Why don't I work on the course that I have a 90 in to keep that 90? So I'd just write my paper for a global paper instead of working on chem. Every time I thought, all right, let's work on chem, I was like, no, Patrick, you have a 58 in that. No. The difference between a 58 and a 70 is not as significant as the difference between a 90 and a 95. Think of it that way. Would you rather have a 90 in one course and a 70 in one course, or a 58 in one course and a 95? Like the 95 is just so big. The difference between a 60 and a 70 is, you don't really, it's not that significant. So I was just kind of like, whatever, screw chem. Well, not trying, this shows you how not trying works. So the first test, I got a 55 out of 100. Second test, I got a 36 out of 100. So that's the difference between Patrick trying outside of class. So I both times I gave it my all in class. I worked to the bell, all that stuff. I took all my notes, everything. But I didn't study outside of class at all. Every time I was like, all right, no, let's go work on chem or global, or let's go work on exercise science, which is like an anatomy course. So I just basically gave up. I admit it. In class, I still worked, but outside of class, I was like, dude, I got to do damage control here. Let's try to keep a good mark in these other two courses. So that all happened, and currently sitting with, I think, like 10 days left to drop the course, and I just finally decided I'm gonna drop it. So I'm gonna have 2 free periods. The way our class works is you have 2 semesters with 4 courses. So you have A block, B block, C block, and D block. So each block is a course. So normally you take 4 courses a semester. Now your first year, you have to take 4 in both. Your second year, you can take 7 courses. So you can have 1 free period. So like your first semester, what I did is my first semester I had 4 courses. Then my second semester, I dropped a course because I'm allowed to take 7 in grade 11 rather than 8 in grade 10. And I had a free period, so it's like a 70-minute free period. So I'd either get to sleep in, sleep in, have a long lunch starting at like 10:30 to 12:30, have a late lunch from 12:30 to about 1:45, or get to leave early. So it works out really, really well. Now this year, you're allowed to have 6 courses minimum in your last year. Which you can, if you have to drop a course, you're allowed to, but they're like, when you sign up, you're like, you gotta take 8, you gotta take 7. And your last one, the minimum you can take is 6. Now, last semester, I took 4. I was like, well, I did 2 really easy courses, a math and an English. So it kind of worked out to basically having it free because the 2 easy courses, I'd get the hard work done in. So this semester, I had 4 courses again. I was like, well, whatever. I had calculus, chemistry, exercise science, this anatomy course, and global economics. Well, I was like, you know what? I want a free. And my girlfriend was free D block, and so was calculus. I was like, all right, well, I don't need calculus for university next year. Let's drop calculus. Thinking that chemistry wouldn't be that bad, seeing as I got an 89 in chemistry 11, as well as a 96 in the hardest math course at my school, which is weird because I got worse in like the year before that, which was the 84 with the bad teacher. But anyways, so chemistry obviously went bad, so I'm going to drop that now. So it's going to be a B block free. So I'm going to have A block free. So basically how my day works is I will always have an extended lunch. So I will always have a 2-hour lunch, and I either get to leave early or go home, or I either get to leave early or show up late every single day. So my day can either be course, 2 hours off, course, leave early, or sleep in, course, 2 hours of lunch, course. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the easiest thing ever. And I'm kind of scared because I feel like I'm going to be bored with so much free time. But at the same time, it's my last semester of high school. And it's like, well, I've worked pretty hard. I got a good average. I've got a pretty good scholarship to my university next year. So, whatever. It's only like 2.5 months left of school. So let's just do it. And there's my little chemistry update. So there's a little look into the life of me, which that went a lot longer than I thought. But that's how she goes. I did say I would talk about May Day for a little bit. I feel like we're gonna pass that one up. Maybe, I'll touch on May Day. So May Day came out a week ago, and it's something you gotta understand with a YouTuber, is that a lot of the love a YouTuber has for a map is based on the success it has around their channel. So, for example, this is nothing like this is nothing like bad. Oh, they're a money whore. No, if you had a successful time around that map, and you think back to it, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Those good times. I remember I got 400 subscribers that day. So to me, actually, I don't really work that way, but I do know people who do, and whatever. With the last two Extinction maps, to YouTubers, it really didn't do very well. No one really had a big boost from it. I think my biggest video was 57,000 views, I think. So, I mean, good. But if you look at it with zombies, like normally my ultimate guides get over like 200,000 views, and when it gets 50,000, it's like, well, compared to, that's not very good. But this new map, number one, is really big hit on YouTube. I've already got a video with like 30,000 views. I think I had 2 days where I gained 300 subscribers, which hasn't been that big since Origins. So keep in mind when I say this, as a map, I love Origins. Now, like I said, Origins. I love Mayday. So obviously, it helps that it's popular on my channel, but I legitimately find Mayday to be a very great map. Extinction, first map, I'll go back and play it and I enjoy it, but it, as a whole, it wasn't that great. Second map, Nightfall, it was new, but it just seemed too hard to me. I didn't really like it, and I don't know. I played it at the start, and then I kind of just gave it up. And I feel like it was better than Point of Contact, but for some reason, I just didn't really stick with me. Mayday is epic, dude. My internet's been out, and I haven't been able to play it because I want to play it so I actually get the teeth. I haven't played it since like Sunday, which is like 5 days ago. But dude, Mayday is so good. Mayday is like amazing. I love Mayday. Every day I get home from school and I'm like, oh my God, I want to play Mayday. I want to play Mayday so bad. And it's weird, but one of the things that make me keep coming back to it are the teeth, the armory upgrades. Can you believe that? Such a small little thing. You get teeth, you get this many kills, you beat the map, you get teeth. That small thing. I want to get all the upgrades. I want to get all the class upgrades. I'm one away from the stupid armory with your class upgrade, like weapon specialist, engineer, medic, or tank. I'm one away. And I was playing the other night on Point of Contact and my internet shut off. I was like, oh, great. So I haven't been able to play that. I haven't been able to unlock stuff. And I want to unlock stuff because there's 5 classified ones that will be unlocked at the next DLC. So I want to be, I want to have like maybe 50 teeth by the time that comes out, so I can just go ahead and buy them all. But oh my God, dude, Extinction, or just Mayday is so good. The new Venom X's make it fun. I like playing it solo because I can beat it. I like playing it with a team because it's a good time. And all around, it's just a great, great map. And I feel like I'm good at it. Okay? I was 291st in the world after 2 days. Okay? You get something to be 291st in the world on the first day. The highest rank I've ever been, I think, was Diarize. I was 96th in the world on the first day of release, which is good, but it's the first day of release. 2 days later, so it was Saturday, I think, I was 291st. I beat Mayday with 1 relic, which you'll see in my videos. But that was uploaded. So I was 291st in the world. And that gives me confidence because I'm like, oh my God, dude, I am good at this game. I never thought I was good at Extinction until I beat it. And I was like, oh, so that's why people are like, Patrick, let's play, dude. I got 50 friend requests in 2 days. And I was like, why does everyone want to play with me? I don't even get this much stuff for zombies. What? And then people are like, dude, you're so good. You're so good. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm not. And then I beat that as oh, maybe, if I rank that high, maybe there's something going on here. Maybe I'm actually decent at it. Naturally gifted, maybe. Or maybe definitely naturally gifted because, I couldn't beat it with 5 relics. There's no way I could do that. I ain't no relaxing end. But 1 relic I feel pretty accomplished about myself. And I give myself a pat on the back for that attempt. And I don't even feel like I could do it again. But Mayday is just fun, and it's challenging, but it's not too challenging. And Nightfall, to me, you get in that last area, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I didn't like the single Venom X. With the upgraded Venom X, and they give you a lot more eggs that are easily accessible, it's much better. But the thing I found with Nightfall was you get a Venom X and be halfway across the map, and you just lose it. Whereas this, I think everything could drop Venom X, it was Scorpions in the other one, so they were always far away and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, Mayday, Really love it. I'm really, really excited for the next 2 maps, and I just want to get all the upgrades. I don't know how many you can have at once, but yeah. Now I'm just going to take a brief interruption here and remind you that if you would like to, get your logo, do a logo for this, do a thumbnail that will be uploaded on every single video and get a shout out. Remember that you should make one. Make sure it's bluish, blackish, and send it to me, because that's what cool people do. There's just a filler advertisement, just throwing that in there for you. How does that feel that I just bombarded you with an ad? But that wasn't really, well, I guess that was an ad for this. That was kind of an advertisement for this this podcast. So yeah, internet sucks. Mayday is awesome, and you should be doing happy stuff with your life. So I'm going to take a drink, and we're going to move on to yet another topic. See, there's not too many segues when you're talking by yourself. Okay, what do you want? A phone update, problem with sleep, or my summer plans? And then I have one last one that we're going to talk about at the end. Let's go. Problem with sleep, okay? Sleep is such a deceptive thing. I love sleep, and we all love sleep, but I'm starting to realize, I think, that sleep is not good for you. Well, it's good for you because it gives you energy, but sleep is real. I feel like sleep is the ultimate enemy when it comes directly related to the success of your life. Okay, that was really butchered the way I said that, but basically what I'm trying to say is I feel like sleep interferes with success. When I have a good day, you have a lot of energy. You need a lot of energy to have a good day, because if you don't, you're tired and all that stuff. But I'm slowly realizing that when you wake up and you have that feeling, oh man, sleep, oh my god, my bed is so nice. It's such a nice warm feeling, and it's such a natural feeling that tells you should stay here. And it is so inviting, there's like drugs, alcohol, there's that, oh my god, this is so good, but wow, I just sound like a drug addict when I said that, but you know what I mean. People, I don't do heroin, I don't even smoke, but let's say you're drunk, and oh man, I feel so cool, whatever. There's that feeling, but it doesn't feel like this natural feeling like you should continue to do it again and again. Now, if you're an alcoholic, yes, you suffer from that. But what I'm trying to say is it doesn't feel like this natural thing that is good for you. But the thing with sleep is that it almost deceives you into thinking that you need as much as possible. You need 10 hours a night when you don't. And that's my problem, as probably everyone in the world. If I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm tired, and I feel like I need sleep. But I think the truly successful people in life, that doesn't affect them. And some days that doesn't affect me. And I feel like such a badass, dude. I feel so good for myself when I have to go to school, when I have to go to work. That's one thing, because I have to go to for someone else, or I guess me. But when it's something that I say I'm going to do, like I'm going to go do a workout at 7 in the morning, wake up at 6:30, friggin' rights, but I feel so good. The other day, DLC, okay? For those of you who don't know, DLC days are pretty insane for commentators. So I was planning to wake up at 5:30. The DLC was going to release at 6, so I wanted to get a shower and get a bite to eat, and I was going to play from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Well, I slept in, woke up at 7. Actually, no, my alarm didn't go off because I had the volume turned down too low on it. So I woke up at 7, and I was like, oh my god, I slept in, it's light out. I jumped out of bed, put my pants on, ran downstairs, turned my Xbox on, started downloading that stuff, man. That motivation. There's no, oh, this bed is so nice. It's waking up, feeling nice. Oh my god, it's 7 o'clock. Run downstairs, turn it on, go back upstairs, get a bite to eat, and we're down here for over 12 hours. It was I think 16 hours straight just making videos. That is the motivation I wish I had every day. I wake up and I just throw the covers off and let's freaking do this day. Let's destroy this day. Let's have a successful day. I'm gonna take my sweater off. I'm getting really hot. I'm getting excited. Oh my god, that feels so much better. I need shorts, dude. It's Canada and it's already getting hot. But that's the kind of motivation I wish I had every day. When I have a day like that, when I go to exercise early in the morning, I don't have that feeling. The only time I ever feel like that is the DLC release day. That's the only really day I have that motivation where it's not even a question is, do I want to get up? Sometimes it's like, when you go to school, you don't want to get up, but you have to. And then there's the times like you're going to work out early in the morning and it's your decision, but you're like, I don't want to get up, but I'm going to do it for me. And then there's these days, dude, where you just rip the covers off. There's not even the thought of your head that your body can lay there anymore because you are just so motivated that the passion the second it just floods through you. Now there was a little like shock, like, oh no, I'm an hour late. That's gonna be another hour that I got to work through this. But it just let's do this. The day is begun, and I get downstairs and I feel tired by the time I get down there. But the second I wake up, there's just passion. There's just motivation to let's take on this day. Let's freaking kill it. And I wish I had that every day. I'm reading books about like motivated people and successful people. I just happen to get them for Christmas and stuff. And a guy by the name of Robert Herjavec, who I think is on Dragon's Den, but he's like a really, really wealthy guy. And he's like, I just, when I started my thing, I had so much passion every day. I'd wake up at 6 and I usually wouldn't get done until 12. And I was like, man, I wish I had that kind of passion. I was like, well, I have that passion on DLC days. I got up at 7. I stopped making videos at 12:30 that night. So that's pretty good. But every day, man, that's hard. You got to be passionate about something. And I want to find that passion. And I don't think I could do that every day with the DLC release. Wake up at 7. Now, if I knew I'd get 300 subscribers out of from it every day, and then every time I do it, it would build. So like after a week, I'd get like 2,100 subscribers in that day, and then the next day would be 2,400, and then it would build. I think that would give me enough motivation to do it every day. Like the summer, it was like, all right, we're gonna release new DLCs every let's say every third day. Yeah, dude, that would be my life. Like I would literally every single day. If obviously if I knew the views were gonna be there and the money kind of deal. And I don't want to sound like a money whore, but remind yourself I am going to college next year, which is quite expensive. And that would be nice to be making that kind of money where you're getting 2,000 subs every day. That's like what I get in a month sometimes if it's slow. But yeah, dude, I want to find that passion in life, and I really hope I'm going to find it because I don't want to have a job. That's my goal. I've actually been thinking about this a lot. My ultimate life plan is this how it goes. So I'm going to college or university next year. Going to be there for 4 years, getting my bachelor in business. My ultimate life goal, the ultimate career path for me, not even career path, but I go to university next year, do really, really well, good marks, whatever. Keep my yearly scholarship going, so it's not as expensive. The 4th year, sometime during the 4th year, so not like at the end of the 4th year, but during the 4th year, I come across some sort of business venture, like, oh my God, this is so good. And I start working on it. And by the time I'm done university, it's like consuming me. And I go back home. I stay with my parents for, a couple more months, kind of get back on my feet. Things start picking up. By the time I'm 30, really successful business rocking. That is like, I know that sounds like, oh, dude, I want to be rich kind of deal. But that is like my life goal. And it's not even about being rich. Like I don't want a sports car. I would like a nice home with a nice view. But I'm not about the materialistic things. I just want to be successful. And that to me would be perfect. Maybe by the time I'm like 28, 29, find like the right girl. 30, real successful, nice business rocking. That would be the perfect game plan. Is that going to happen? I highly doubt it. Maybe I'm done university and I'm like, dude, I gotta go like find myself. Like I have no idea what I want to do in my life. Go down to like, I don't know, like Peru or just some random place in the jungle. Do some ancient, what's this stuff called? It's like ayahuasca or something, like this crazy like herbal like traditional like psychedelic thing. And like I find myself and I'm like, you know what? I was put on this earth to be a hippie. Or this is gonna be Gandhi. I'm gonna be the new Gandhi, something like that. But that would be that would be if I achieved that would be awesome. That would be awesome. But I'm sure if there's someone out here who's like 30 listening to this, they're like, oh my God, this guy is so crazy, and that's fine, dude. That's fine. But a kid can dream, right? A kid can dream, and I feel like my motivation's there. I just don't know where to use it for. And right lately, last year, it's been YouTube, man. I've just been kindling that. And I've created a job for myself, which is awesome, dude. You know, not many people at the age of 18 can say they were doing something that they loved for a job. So that's pretty freaking sweet. So that is the plan. Now let's actually look at a plan that's in the nearer future. So my summer plan. So I am in grade 12, obviously, and this is going to be the last summer. My last summer. Well, not my last summer at home, because I'm going to come back to my parents during the days throughout the, what am I saying? The, like, in between university years, like for 4 months every year when I'm at university, I'll obviously go back to my parents. But this summer is going to be like my last public school summer, you know, my grade 12 summer. And I am going to make my grade 12 summer the greatest summer that I ever have. No, maybe next summer will be better. That's fine. My grade 10 summer was really, really awesome because I started working and it gave a contrast to everything else I did, made it a lot cooler. Did I go to parties that year? I don't think I went to any parties my grade 10 year, now that I think of it. No, I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I kind of went to one. Yeah, but that was like a really poopy party. Anyways, and my whole plan isn't about partying, but what I'm kind of doing now, and the fact that I'm going to have a lot of extra time, is I'm working on things that are going to optimize this summer. So absolute number one thing is I need a six-pack. And I've never had those kind of abs before. I've always been skinny, but I've always had the kind of, the chub on the belly a little bit. My goal, man, since I think February, I've just been cutting. I started at 185. I think I'm down to 178. And the abs are almost there, dude. So if I just keep it up for like another 2-3 months, eating clean, and I got to start doing ab exercises. For me, which is crazy because everyone can do the ab exercises, but they hate eating clean. To me, eating clean has just been something I've always kind of done. I've always eaten pretty healthy, so it's just kind of cutting out those like middle snacks kind of things. Like I still have granola bars, which are kind of sugary, and I'll have a chocolate here and there, and I have a cheat meal or cheat day every week. But, it's kind of cutting out those little things and not eating before you go to bed has been my big thing. But I'm trying to find the motivation to work my abs. But anyways, that's one thing I need because, at some point, I feel like I won't have lived life if I've never experienced, being a young dude, right, bro? And, having a six-pack. So that's what I got to do. I have to have a six-pack because if I don't have it this year, I'm only going to be getting older. It's only going to get harder. 18 is your perfect opportunity, right? So that's that. I got to get back into guitar. So I used to be like pretty good at guitar. Like, I'd be impressed with myself like 2 years ago if I saw, or even 3 years ago. Let's go 2 years ago. 2 years ago because I took a guitar class at school where I was playing guitar for an hour every day. So I got to learn a couple songs. So there's like I got to learn those like really popular songs that everyone likes to sing to. So like Wonderwall is a great example, Wagon Wheel, but I can already play those. I can't sing. Two other songs I'm working on, Stairway to Heaven. I know people who are really into guitar like, yo, you can't play Stairway to Heaven. Well, you know what? To people who don't even really know Stairway to Heaven, if you're like around a fireplace and you start busting that out, that's going to be so cool. That is going to be so cool. People who don't really know it, but they're like, oh yeah, Stairway to Heaven. I know the name. I've heard of it before, but man, you're playing that would be cool. The other song I really got to learn is, what is it called? It's by Avicii, new song. I listened to a lot last year. Wake me up when I'm older, when I'm a little bit wiser, and I'm older all the time. I found myself, I didn't know where to go or something. Didn't know I was lost. I probably butchered those lyrics, but I got to learn that song. And there's this sick tab on the computer which plays it really, really well. And I feel like if I work at it for the next 2 months, I should be able to play it. So those are my two goals. I gotta get a six-pack, gotta be able to play guitar and some specific songs. Like, I already have Wagon Wheel and Wonderwall down. Those are, if you're an intermediate or anything above that, those are pretty easy. I need a chill job, and I already have that, fortunately. I work at a golf course. That's going to be fine. There's my summer. From there, I don't really know what else I need. Like maybe a cool pair of sunglasses would help my cause. I'm not much of a beach goer, so even though I want a six-pack, which is kind of weird. So really, I think I just need to make a sick list of lots of things I need to do, like a sick barbecue. I guess go to the beach once. If I'm going to have a six-pack, I got to go to the beach once, right? I don't know, like just do a lot of cool stuff. And that's got to be my plan. Go to some parties for sure, and then a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So that's my summer plans, which is really obscure right now, but it's April, so I got some time to work on all those plans and all that stuff. Which is really, this has been such a random podcast. This is the topics jumping back and forth, but the last one kind of relates into best summer plans ever, and that is cast party. So you probably don't know this because you don't go to the school I go to, but so there's a musical at my school, and every year on the last night of their musical, which is always on a Saturday, after that they have a cast party. So my girlfriend has been in it all 3 years, because in Canada we generally have 3-year high schools, and so the first year, usually the grade 10s don't get invited, but it was just kind of like a bigger house that could fit that many people, and she was one of the cooler grade 10s. So she got allowed to go, and she's like, well, I don't really feel fair if my boyfriend doesn't go, who's me. So I got invited too. And that was the first high school party I ever went to. I'd never been to a party before. I mean, I had drank before, like that kind of like young age kind of drinking, like, drinking with my friends, got this bottle of liquor you got from my friend stole from his parents, and whatever, that kind of thing. And I knew what alcohol was, but I'd never been to a party before, and all my friends had been to one, and I just wasn't cool, I guess. Even though I was on the football team, I just I never really had the opportunity until that night. And that was like, I still hold that party in pretty good light. I think it was just because it was so new to me, just the thought of like drinking with a whole bunch of people that from school, and it was just really cool to me. And then last year, which was grade 11, we were still together, we still are. I wasn't gonna go, and that night I went to the musical. It's like, that was awesome. It's weird, but I really do like the musicals, which are maybe kind of feminine, but haters gonna hate. If you have a problem with me, you have a problem with yourself. So that night, I guess it was. I went back to my friend's house because his girlfriend was also in the musical, and we kind of started like pre-drinking there. And my screen's turned off. Whoa, that's an hour. Oh my god, we're already an hour in? Holy smokes. Okay, well, whatever. We can keep going. So I go to my friend's house, pre-drinking a little bit because we're going to go to this cast party, and we're told we can't go. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, he doesn't want you to go. So we're like, well, great. So we're just sitting here at his house watching some stupid show on the Discovery Channel, eating Chinese food, kind of partially like buzzed a little bit, but and then my girlfriend, like her texting slowly, progressively gets worse until it's not even just like bad spelling, but it was just like, yes, like okay, so do you think we are going to be able to come? Yeah. And this is like at 12:30, so eventually she calls me, and she's like, oh yeah, you guys can come, because she's, oh my god, we'll talk about that once I get there. So we call the cab up, we get there, and I show up, I'm looking for my girlfriend, and some girl gives me a hug, and then she's like, are you looking for your girlfriend? And she's like, I'm like, yeah, and she's like, she's right here, and she just like is like, I've never seen her like that, like she is just out of it. Oh my god. And it was pretty funny. So I think that night I had like this bottle of like limoncello, which is Italian, because I went on the Italy trip that year, and I got a quart of it, which was 20%. So that whole night, like before I even get there, I had finished that bottle, which is like basically like drinking a pint, but because it's less distilled, and I drank it over like a couple hours, it actually wasn't like that bad. But then I thought I wasn't good enough. I was like, have you ever been, you're at that point where you're like, oh man, I don't even feel that much. I don't even know, I'm good, I can go for more. So I'm like, Sarah, do you have any more liquor? And, she's like, yeah, here, cause oh my God, just thinking back to it, it was so funny. So she's like, yeah, here. And I had this, this big bottle of like limoncello, which it was really, really sweet to drink. So I chugged it. And for some reason, I was still in the mindset of chugging, but she gave me 40% vodka. And I just go, and like a third of the pint is gone. And from that time on, it just kind of, we were there from 1 to 2, but it feels like I was there for 4 hours. At the same time, it feels like I was there for like 5 minutes. Anyways, the next morning, me and Sarah are so bad. so hungover. And we just watched the Masters all day, and it was, I think probably, the most hungover I've ever been. Lemon. I tell you, anyone who's like getting into drinking soon, or, you're kind of starting off, you're in that phase that I was talking about, don't get anything lemon. Lemon gin, no. Limoncello, no. Lemon vodka, no. Just don't do lemon, dude. Don't do lemon. Lemon's bad. Lemon is so bad. I don't even know why, but don't do lemon, dude. Do good stuff, but don't do lemon. Ugh. So, yeah, I keep getting on these tangents. I just like telling stories. I guess because there's a setting up to that, which is the final cast thing is this Saturday, and I don't know if I can go, which was just like last year's. But this year, they can't find anyone to have it at. Last year, it was the guy didn't really want me to go. But this year, it's like they have someone, and he's like, yeah, so you can't drink here, and my parents are going to be here, and you can't bring any plus ones. Plus one is like, another person. So it's like, oh, well, everyone's like, oh, that's lame because we're high school kids, and obviously, we got to drink. And the fact that your parents are going to be there is going to diminish that opportunity. And the fact that we can't bring like our boyfriends or our girlfriends, that's really lame. So I hope that they have it somewhere else so that I can go, because I don't know what it is, man. Like, it's weird, and it's weird that I'm like talking about this, but for some reason, I think I was born to be in the arts, because both of those nights, even though I drank too much the night last year, it's just been so awesome. For some reason, musical people are just such nice individuals, and I love hanging out with them. Like, my first year I had so much fun, and it might have been because it was my first party, but even last year, just talking to people who are just so nice and all that stuff is great. It's awesome. And I just don't want to miss it. I made it 2 years in a row for the party for a group of people that I'm not even associated with at all, and I think that's really funny. And I really hope I go. So that's kind of the cliffhanger. Next podcast we will talk about will I go to this cast party. There's like your cliffhanger. Will I go? I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm excited. And if not, I'm sure I'll find other plans. It's been a while since I've been doing anything. I've just been like grinding YouTube, and I just need to have a good night. Just have a good night and all that fun stuff. So, guys, oh my God, that was a fast hour. I'm amazed that we talked through that. I got this card of my little dude. I just gotta say this. Index cards. If you're like anything like an idea person, you need to even put reminders down. Get cue cards. These little no lines, and they're just about the size of index cards, but it's just like a cutout piece of blank paper. Great. I have SmithSquad Podcast, and then I have talk about needing unique thumbnail like PKA. Suggest who the viewers would want on the show. Making excuses as to why you can't do something. Zombie Talk, DLC 5. My new love of Mayday. Internet problems. The problem with sleep. Chemistry update. Summer plans. And then finally, cast party will I go. And I didn't totally follow that, I don't think, word for word, in order, but just write things off. Boom, 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 boom. And then I got this sick little card. So there you go. Pro tip of the day. If you ever, if you're a reminder person, you need to remind yourself. These cards are so much better than phones, because you forget to go back into your phone. When you have this card here, you're like, oh yeah. And then you can physically check off the things you did, the tasks that you assigned yourself. So that's really good. Pro tip. Anyways, guys, that is the first episode of the SmithSquad Podcast, which I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this was uploaded on McDonald's Wi-Fi, most likely, unless it goes up Saturday because the McDonald's Wi-Fi sucks. In that case, then I apologize. This will normally be on Friday. So let me know in the comments who you want in the show next episode. If there's anyone you really want, go tweet at them. Be like, dude, we got to get you on the podcast. And if you think you have artistic skills, I need a unique thumbnail not similar to PKA, but do you know the Painkiller Already thumbnail? It's like red stuff and pills and guns and all that stuff. Something just cool like that. I have no idea. But, you see SmithSquad Podcast, it has to include SmithSquad. Podcast is optional, but probably preferable. And it just has to look awesome, okay? It has to look 2.5 times better than what you're seeing right now. That's bare minimum. I don't know what that means, but you know what? Just use your artistic abilities and all that stuff. Anyways, guys, next episode, I'm probably gonna try to get like a guy who's been on my channel before, because it is the second episode and we don't want any crazy new guests, unless I don't know, just some big YouTuber's like, hey man, I saw your podcast, I like it, let's go together. Like Joe Rogan, random. He's not even a YouTuber. You know what I mean though? Probably just gonna be someone I know, and if I can't get anyone, it'll just be another solo, but hopefully we get another person. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of SmithSquad Podcast. I really want some cool ending music too. I love the Joe Rogan ending music. Oh, it's so good. It's just so perfect. But all right, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out. And I love you. Bye.